life is worth the living just because he lives, he lives, he lives, and life is worth the living just because he lives. Man, I tell you, we got another one doozy here. I came on a little late here because I want to talk about a subject matter that all of us tend to be getting a little perturbed over. It is the subject of Candace to the Owens and what we're going to do about her, because some of y'all have been inboxing me this last little thingy that she did about George Floyd, and I saw it. I said, uh-oh. Hello, everybody. Sirwalterj Jones Show. How you is? I'm he. It is the evening edition, baby. Come on in. The water's fine. Yeah, let's talk about this. We're talking about Candace to the Owens. Yeah, good to see you, V Tyson. Deborah Webb, blessed to you, Deatrice. Yeah, this warm summer night. Yeah, Amber, and James and all this stuff. Okay, all right. Y'all can hear me, right? Y'all can hear me. I'm president accounted for Tam Lloyd. Now I see how these newscasters feel when they have to come on every night after seeing some mess all day. They flick their papers and say, I got to report this. I got to report this. Yeah, you got to report. I got to report this. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here on the nightly news. This right here, man. This Candace Owens have been a thorn in the side of the black man and woman for a long time. Now, let me say something. I believe I can fly. I'm sorry. I believe that Candace Owens' life is in danger. And I hope and pray, Deanne Matthews, that many of you who, V said you're shouting. I'm praying that many of you would have a heart to disagree with someone and pray for their safety. Good evening to you, Deborah Humble. Y'all hear what I'm saying? I'm praying that you who are here, good evening to you, Regina Spears, that you would disagree with someone and with the hopes that you're praying for them. Are y'all doing that? Huh? Y'all doing that? Are y'all doing that? Bless you. Who's that? Mario? Huh? Are y'all doing that? Okay. Because of the things I want to say about her, I get it. She has caused division among not just black people. She's caused division among many diversity of people because of her stance. Okay, Amber says yes. Okay, thank you. Yeah, you got to pray for her no matter what she says. Yvonne Sanders says trying. Okay. All right, Colin Millen, bless you, Sir Pastor. He says yes, sir. Let me what? Google? Don't know the subject matter? Okay, well, hang on. I'm gonna teach you the subject matter. Candace Owens has been made in the image of God, like you, like me, like George Floyd, and like that white cop who killed George Floyd, and like those 3 cops who stood there and assisted and abetted. All right? The sinner man and the holy man, all men were made in the image of God. Do you understand? Do y'all understand? Genesis chapter 5, I believe it is, says, it was very specific, that says even if you take the life of a man, it didn't say a holy man or a non-holy man, even if you take the life of this person, that your life is to be taken. A life for a life. That is God's initial institution of corporate punishment. He says you got to take their lives because they are a danger to society and they were made in my image. And he said, how dare you take a life that I have given? You understand? Tam said, sigh. I guess I understand. Y'all understand? Y'all know Big Brother got to come this way before I go the other way. All right? Now that y'all are understanding that, because if you don't agree with what I just said, then you are following the wrong show. I'm not a militant show, all right? My platform is in no way based off of giving a bodily harm, Pan-African movement, pro-black this. No, I'm not even all about the whole Black Lives Matter stuff. I'm not all about none of that stuff because y'all have tainted it. It might have started off, well, I don't even know how it started off. It started off with some gay girls, all right, and y'all joined forces with it. And I don't really care. It doesn't matter about their sexuality. I mean, I've linked up with people who we had one common mind physically. My doctor might not be saved, but I go to his office so that he could give me medicine or try and help me heal. And God can use my unsaved doctor to team up with me, my doctor, and God so that I could get healed. So that doesn't really care sometimes about what your sexuality is if we all going down there to the bank and protest that the bank ain't giving loans to African Americans. So I might link up with you in a peaceful way like that. Now, right now, I'm not marching in the streets like y'all doing right now. That's not me. All right. So I had to make sure I say all that because I don't want y'all thinking I'm speaking sweet and sour. Yeah. All right. Y'all got it. Who wants to harm her? Tam Lloyd. Oh, several people want to harm her. If you go to some of the sites, whether it's the back room, whether it's the dark web, or whether it's right up under her rant about George Floyd, you will see that there are people who are wishing that she was harmed. Yeah. And it's a shame. And we got to be careful not to side with the people who side on the side of bodily harm. It was very difficult watching her rant, and I'm glad it was difficult, Deborah Humble. I'm so glad. I wanted to throw my phone against the wall, yes, but then I remembered it's new. I just bought it. Your phone was new? That's pretty good. They most def wouldn't even speak to her if she was, random black. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I understand I made a post today about Donald Trump today, and some people kind of wished him death. Yes, I do not wish harm, Deatrice Carter says, right, or death for anyone. I just want him out of the office. Yeah, and a lot of us, okay? So as you watch her rant about George Floyd, it gets into your skin. It does. Because what did she do in, how long was that rant? About 18 minutes. What she did was she spent most of that time digging up the past crimes of George Floyd. Now, who is she doing that for? She was doing that for her white audience. Do you understand? This is why Candace Owens is very dangerous, because of the spirit of pandering. No, we don't do that. No, this side, not that. Tam said, not this side of holiness. All right. She was digging up him, and on one tongue she says, "I'm not doing this to justify his killing," but she spent much of that video digging up his past. The kid says you didn't watch it. Well, you may not want to watch it. Yeah, and her white husband. Yes, I don't know her name. What she? Yeah. The end. Yeah. Uh-huh. She spent most of that time digging up trash. She went dumpster diving. Yeah, she went dumpster diving for at least her thing was 18 minutes long. For 90% of that 18 minutes, she went dumpster diving in the life of George Floyd. Now, what did she do? She mixed a lot of truth with a lot of exciting anger in many of you. Earlier today, I talked about I started my Black economic show, and I talked about how you guys are supporting black businesses one time and then you're done. Okay, we were asked to go to a black-owned Subway on the west side of Chicago a couple of years ago, and we packed that place out. We packed it out. We were standing outside the doors, all in the streets, because they decided to pick that day to support that black business. And as I was leaving, I said to myself, now I'm going to come back to this place, but I can guarantee you most of these guys that are in here buying up all of that supplies, they won't be back. They won't be back. And they didn't come back because I did a drive-by shortly after that, and that place was closed. What you saying here? Kamala Harris' husband is also white, Pastor Perriman says. Okay. Blessings to you, Marion Jones. Candace Owens is a terribly pathetic. Now, I'm nearsighted, y'all. I can't really read too far from the screen, and if I get too close to the screen to read, my nose hairs will be in y'all's face. So if I read slowly, see, I can read from the teleprompter real fast, no problem, but I can't read small because when on my screen your letters are really small in the corner, they're hidden. So I'll read slow, not because I can't read, it's because I can't see and my eyes must focus, because I am nearsighted. Anyway, the Candace Owens is a terrible and pathetic. Then I got to scroll because I got stuff coming in from YouTube, from Facebook profile, and then from my Facebook Sirwalterj Jones page. It'll soon be coming from Twitter, and so yeah, I'm multitasking. The lost soul in whom I'm praying for, because she does not understand that she has been positioned and fired as a weapon at the hand of the white man into soul of the black man. I see where you're going here. Oh, that's good. And she doesn't know who she is. She does not know her worth as a black woman, and she does not understand her trajectory. That's good. Play on words. You're an expert at this. She has found safety in her white husband's agenda and has taken on his agenda. She went low on her rape of him. In order to deprive him the dignity of his rape. On her rape. You got to explain that. What happened? What I miss? Tracy Owens says that was Amber Rogers, by the way. Hey, what I miss? Rat poison. Yeah, Deanne, rat poison. A lot of truth. Deadly. Yes, that's exactly what happened. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm having the same problem. Marion, you having the same problem with your eyesight? I mean, I can't see. I just can't. She has a self-hated component to her personality, because when you tearing down your own people, you are tearing yourself down. So Tracy, this is so true. Here's what's happening with her. She spends a lot of time. You mean tell me Perry Casey don't know? And your own husband don't know who she is? Oh, Amber, she raped him verbally. Your play on words was so clever that I started taking stuff literal. You're such a brilliant writer. I started taking stuff literally. Wait a minute, what happened? You mean tell me her husband raped her? Where'd this come from? Yeah, I got to learn to focus, because you had me at hello. All right. it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what side you own for you not to see this. Listen, I'm gonna play this video here, about 2 minutes long. Can y'all please, baby, please tell me if right away. Tell me if y'all can hear the audio. I hope it don't mute. All right, y'all tell me right away. Okay, here you go.
I'm travelling America to understand what's driving this unpredictable election.
And for the first time, you're seeing Trump supporters in a place like this.
Every Democratic vote lost in this county is a gain for local Republicans. Before the Ohio primary, 6,000 Democrats are said to have re-registered as Republicans. The county Republican picnic was the ideal place to meet some of these so-called crossover voters. I was struck by the lack of diversity among these new recruits.
What's your response to people who say that level of racism in America?
I don't think there was any racism until Obama got elected. That we never had problems like this. You know, I'm in the real estate industry. There's none. That's a big change, and I think that's the philosophy that Obama has perpetuated on America. I think that's all his responsibility. And if you're black and you haven't been successful in the last 50 years, it's your own fault. You had all of the advantages because they got into schools without the same grades as a white kid. So I think that when we look at the last 50 years, where are we and why? We have 3 generations of all still having unwed babies. I think it's due time, and I think that's good that Mr. Trump is pointing that out. I mean, when do they take responsibility for how they live?
You don't like that topic?
It doesn't. No, it has no. It's of no consequence.
What, racism?
No. Because if people have jobs and go to work and do what they're supposed to do, there is no racism.
A lot of black people around here might disagree with you on that.
Well, that's because they're not going to work.
Do you not think people would find what you're saying there a bit offensive?
I don't care. It's the truth.
Yeah. She says, I don't care. It's the truth. There is no racism. Y'all can hear me, right? Please tell me you can hear me, because I've been having problems lately. Yeah. All right. Pastor Perriman says, are these personal opinions or facts? Yeah, let me answer that in a minute. Read Willie Lynch. Yeah, she's been brainwashed. Yeah, Willie Lynch said how many years? 300 or 400 years. We about there, ain't we? Yeah, time's up. Did his letter expire yet? Yeah, they're confused. Yeah, Nakia, yeah. She said, there ain't no racism. It ended until Obama got in office. Actually, Obama getting in office exposed the racism more. The answer is yes, that is her truth. Obama being in office exposed it more. It caused the ones who were living kind of silently. It caused them, every time they turn on the TV and they see this black man sitting in the White House, it enraged them for 8 long years. So what she's saying never existed. It never died. It's just that it was lying dormant in her area. And Obama brought out her sisters and brothers to rage against him because of the color of his skin. So racism never died. Now, let me address some of you who vote a certain political party, and what the party is doing to you is pulling you away from, I believe it's pulling you away from where God is want us to be. I may have to end with that because that's going to cause a fight on this wall. She's been in an underground bunker somewhere. Yeah, not my bunker. Nobody come to my bunker. Yeah, Obama was the corona of racism. Yeah, he was. And I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for him twice. Y'all voted for him. I didn't. He blatantly told you who he was, and y'all voted for him like y'all voted for Trump. I didn't do it. Believe it or not, I voted for Mike Huckabee. Yeah, I did. And I'm going to tell you why I voted for Mike Huckabee. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. I talked to the cop on my job, and he said he didn't see racism against Floyd. I told him, I don't know how you could be so blind, Johnny Lingo. Yeah. It's sad. Black conservatism conservatism, all right, I can possibly be considered a black conservative, all right. I believe in conservative values. I believe I am against abortion. I'm against the killing of a baby. Okay? I'm against the killing of an unborn child. I am for the scriptures that alluded to as God was speaking to the prophet. He told him, when you were in your mother's womb, I called you. I formed you. I see you in there. I believe that life begins at conception. This is my belief, and this is the main reason why I did not vote for Barack Obama. It wasn't because of the gay thing, because he was on the fence. They didn't push the gay thing when he first got elected in 2000 and is it 4? Man, it's been so long now. Was it 4? All right. Was it 8? No, I'm sorry, 8. 2008, right? All right. So I did not vote for him because of that, and solely because of abortion. Then, as he was settling into his office, he began to tell you, actually, his vice president spilled the beans early and talked about their stands on homosexuals and them having the right to marry. Yeah, Elisa Williams, some conservative values are hypocritical. Absolutely. Yes. Then are they conservative if it's hypocritical? We got to define conservative like we got to define liberal, because there are some liberal ways that I have, even though I consider myself a conservative man. I'm old school, old fashioned. I believe that chivalry has not died. All right. I still raise my children and talk to my children like an old man. That's just the way I am. As Barack Obama began to talk about gays and supporting this whole movement, I knew I wasn't going to vote for him again. Not again. I didn't vote for the first time, but you know what I mean. Again, when he ran again in 2011, I knew emphatically I wasn't going to vote for him. Okay. All right. They'll save unborn babies, but not real life. Yeah, Alyssa, we talked about this a couple of days ago. Y'all don't come to my show, so what I'm saying maybe seem new to y'all, but these people here hear me say this stuff all the time. I often talk about how white evangelicals will stand in front of the Planned Parenthood door and beg you not to kill that baby, and then you decide not to, and then when that baby is born, they ignore the baby. They're done. As soon as the baby gets into the system, that baby is nothing. All right, now, how I know? I can kind of prove it by where I lived. I'm going to talk about that too in a minute. So I'm a very conservative man. I don't vote Democratic because y'all vote Democratic, because black people vote Democratic. Black conservatism is not new. The marchers during the civil rights era were conservatives, believe it or not. They were not Democrats. Most blacks were of the Republican Party. It is the party of Lincoln. All right, and that's the way it was. Yes, now conservatives would tell you that this did not happen. The switch, they'll tell you. You talk to your average white evangelical, they'll tell you we did not switch. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, they don't know history that much. Oh, you do watch the replay sometimes. Elisa Williams, see, I love you for that. I love that at you. Yeah, 20 million African Americans aborted. Yeah. Now, Alvin Pearman, we know your stand on abortion. You don't have to make all your comments about abortion. We got it. Don't go overkill. We know. Let's spread the knowledge out this way. Okay. All right. Now, y'all were your parents and your grandparents were Democrats. All right. The Democratic Party did give us the KKK, unfortunately. And the Democratic Party also gave us Jim Crow. It gave us the police force that we have. Okay, the Democratic Party did. All right, Cotton was king under the Democratic Party. That's just the way it was. All right, and then it wasn't until the signing of the Civil Rights Bill of 1964 through Lyndon Baines Johnson that many of your grandparents jumped left the Republican Party, that is. Okay. Now, uh, um, they started. Blacks began to leave the Republican Party slowly. They began to leave the Republican Party as I believe when who was that through the New Deal through Roosevelt, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. It was more so not so much because of him, but because of the vice president, and they began to switch over a little bit. And then it wasn't until Kennedy, John F. Kennedy, when more black people began to turn over to the Democratic Party. After the '64 bill was signed, everybody jumped over there. She turned in 2017 after she felt liberals turned against her. Yes. I became conservative overnight. Yes. And that's in my notes, Pitts, right here. I realized that liberals were actually the racists. Liberals were actually the trolls. Social autopsy is why, yep, exactly what she said. She and Donald Trump are alike. They both were liberals. And then they flipped. She flipped for the reason why Pitt says, and Donald Trump flipped for power and influence and money. All right. He wanted to be on top. Okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what Perriman says. All right. That's why you saw what I did, Perriman. You saw what I did. I love that man. Okay. So black conservatism is not new. All right. She said racism doesn't exist and police brutality is a myth. That is what Candace said. Okay. When the reason why it was easy for her to feel this way is because I understood when she said it, why she said it, because I lived in South Dakota. I lived there for a few years. I lived among our parents say, you know. Yeah, I lived among whites. Our church was we had a black pastor, Bishop Kelly. We had a black choir with a couple of white folks sprinkled in, but when you looked in the audience, it was white and it was Native American. That's just the way it was. I ate, drank, slept, partied. You know, well, I didn't sleep with them, but you know what I mean. With white folks in that town. Yes, Bishop. She's young. She's a baby. She's a baby. And this baby got y'all all jacked up. She probably threw some out statistics. Say it right that again, Perry Casey, Minister Elder. While I lived in South Dakota, when you turn on the TV, you only saw conservative TV. When you turn on the radio, it was conservative radio. Why? Because geographically, where I lived. Yeah, Alyssa, you been there? So where do y'all think I'm going with this? All right. There's a few black people there, and the only reason why they were there is due to the military. Other than that, you wouldn't see no black people there. All right. And the black people were marrying white women because there were not enough black women to go around. Understand? So it was a conservative town, a conservative mayor, conservative governor who was on the committee in Congress. Okay, blessed to you, Marlon McDaniels. Hope you made it home safely. We ain't talked since you've been here. Okay, all right. So what do you think happened to my mind? She uses statistics to support her argument. Perry Casey, yes, she does. And notice how statistics are used on different platforms. If you're watching Fox News, there's one statistic. If you're watching MSNBC, it's another statistic. If you're watching CNN, it's another type of statistic. Same question, different statistics, okay? And statistics can be manipulated. Yeah, unless it said lots of slot machines. Yes, everywhere you go, there was a slot machine. I arrived in Cincy last night and now in Pittsburgh, deployed. I'll call you. Okay, Marlon, blessings. I'm glad you're safe. So when I lived there, all I saw was white this, white that, white this, white culture, white music, conservatism. And when I turned on the radio, TV, Fox News was the show to watch. Yeah, was the show to watch. So what do you think was happening to me? Because I moved there in 2004. All right. Who was president during that time and who was on their way in? Yes, however, she's a sick puppy because 2007 she accused white boys of racially harassing and threatening to kill her. Yep, I saw this in my notes, y'all. Owens claimed the boys were the son of them Stamford Mayor Daniel Malloy, Connecticut former governor, because the NAACP Owens family received, a settlement, sure did. And then she turned on the NAACP. She says they are an evil empire in a sense. Yeah, she says the NAACP are not for black people, although they came to her rescue. They came to her rescue. Owens wrote, I proudly self-identify as a Uncle Tom. Lord have mercy. Okay, so that's what happened. So in the Dakotas, I began to take on more of a strong conservative mentality, which was okay. But I also began to run unconsciously with the crowd. And when you put more emphasis on a political party, what that does is it pulls you away from the commission of God and what Jesus told you to do as a disciple of Christ. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? I'm listening because I don't really know much about her, but the little I've heard from her makes me dislike her. Yeah, Marlon, you say her name, it is synonymous with what you just said. Didn't the NAACP have a white woman as president? Alfred Perriman says. Can y'all answer her question? Did they have a white woman as president? I'm not sure what's behind what's behind the question, but can y'all answer? Yeah, I'm telling y'all, I love Perriman. Okay, she said she started then to use this word Brexit. Y'all know Brexit from Great Britain, the whole pulling out thing. Well, her thing was Brexit, the Brexit slogan, and she ripped that off from the whole movement of the bank. Y'all remember Bank Black, that whole movement? So she kind of stole that from that and tried to make it hers. While you were in South Dakota, you probably started to conform with their thoughts, behaviors, and beliefs. Pitts, there it is. Butt says evil communication corrupts good manners. Yep, y'all know I often use that. It's easy to adopt group think when you're in the minority. Alisa, there it is. Come on. Alisa and Pitts, y'all are two peas in the pod. Y'all, intellectually, y'all got it. She will change her tune if she is ever pulled over just for having black skin. Yep, they will not ask her if she's conservative, Republican. Come on, the actress. That's it. Yep, she was black on the inside. Listen, he's talking about Rachel O'Dola's ass. Oh, white woman. Yeah, who I finna say, because I don't remember a white president of NAACP. She wasn't the president of the NAACP. She was over that little section there in her town. I see white people. Oh, I'm in South Dakota. David Tadlock. Oh my God. Yes. All right. So, Marion Jones, blessings to you. Go to bed. This is for grown folks. Grown folks stay up at night. We ain't got no curfew inside, but sleep well. Unfortunately, I began to conform, like Alyssa said. I began to conform over to their way of thinking, the way they talked. Okay, I got too acclimated to even their culture, yet until I stopped listening to black music. I definitely couldn't eat black food unless I cooked it, because you go to the grocery stores, they didn't really have the black dishes. Penny Johnson, bless it to you. They didn't have it. Now you can't go to South Dakota and pick up some chitlins. Yeah. Although I can't eat chitlins anyway, I can't stand that stuff. All right. So I began to conform over to them. So many of you who are black who voted Republican, you got caught up in the web of Republican in their banter and talk. I can tell the way y'all talk now. You who vote Democrat, you've always been this way. And you turn your eyes, you close your eyes towards the things that are unhealthy for you, the things that are against you economically, socially, spiritually, physically. You turn a blind eye to that, and you want to stay focused and dedicated, and you become tribal to the party that you support, because you are afraid to speak against it, because speaking against it, there's something in you that's innate that makes you feel uncomfortable speaking against something. Some of y'all are that way towards evil in your churches. Your pastor could have done something that is so egregious, but you won't speak against him. Your initial response is to protect him first before you rebuke him. And you're afraid to rebuke him because you think you're rebuking God's man, and then God's going to rebuke you. I don't know anywhere in the scripture that said you can't rebuke unless you try to rebuke sharply. You should not rebuke an elder sharply. It's the instruction that we have. But you can have counsel with your pastor to tell him that you disagree with something. All right. I was just explaining this to someone that Negro wake up call is rough. I did the same thing at my predominantly white college. You're trying to assimilate. Thank you, Alyssa. I was looking for that word. I'm so glad you're here, because you've been helping me tonight. You sure been helping me. Pitt says it happens all the time in corporate America, but we typically don't recognize the behavior because of the amount of time we spent with them. Come on, Pitts. I got myself in trouble for telling a supervisor I don't conform to the ways of man. They were trying to get me to watch a television show Lost. Why would I be interested in watching people on an island with the comforts of clothing, restrooms that looked to me like slavery? Okay, I see what you're saying. So eventually they started leaving me out of the group. That's funny. Gigi's soapbox. It's trauma-based training. Yeah. We need a third party. This two-party system is broken. Yeah, well, we do. We have a third and a fourth party. It's just that they're not recognized. So, yeah, I'm with you, though. I know. I see what you're saying. We do need another party. But really, is it about the parties, or is it about the strength of it, people coming together and forming their own? Huh? Now, this show is called Black Economics, and I got to stay on that subject matter because the clock keeper, she crazy. Okay? So, she rebukes me when I go over. So, now some of y'all, I'm preparing a show on Tuesday about why I have these people. I have a person who's a clock keeper, and I have a person who records what I say in the comments. Okay? I have these people strategically placed because I'll talk about it Tuesday. So when you hear me talk about, the record keeper and the clock keeper and all these things, you'll know Tuesday and my part 4 of Black Economics, because it's important that you have a team if you want to be successful. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to teach and train you who watch my show on stop thinking like the crab in the barrel. And you always you're thinking only individualism. Okay? Individualism. And we care more about parties than issues. Thank you, Alyssa. And that's exactly it. We have been pulled in. I'll get back to that whole thing with what I just got through saying Tuesday. Okay? We've been pulled in, like I was pulled into that subject. You see what I'm saying? So I got people who pulls me back into the subject matter. Okay? Because if it's not scripted out, if it's not on the teleprompter, what have you, then we can get pulled away easily by our own flesh and devices, okay? The wiles of the devil. He throws darts and we pulled, like Butt says, evil communication pulls us away. You understand? Yeah, party slaves, Perriman says, okay? So I don't celebrate, and some of y'all, in a sense, are worshiping these people, these political positions, and you have to be careful. crabs in the barrel. Yeah, crawdads. Yeah, Tadlock. So we have to be careful. I have friends here who voted for Donald Trump. Understand? As a black person with friends, I'm not unfamiliar with that. My parents stopped being Democrat and they went Republican, and they too voted Republican this last voting, season, They too. I have elders, friends, and pastor friends, blacks, who voted for Donald Trump, and I didn't beat them up for it. You have every right to vote for whoever you want to, but you don't have a right to ignore the atrocities or some of the things that the person that you voted in. You have no right to be silent on some of the things they might be doing to a people, especially if it's in the same nation. You have no right to be silent. You have every right to vote for whoever you want to. You have no right to ignore something that is so egregious, that is so disheartening towards people, poor people, orphans, people who are struggling financially. You have no right to be silent on that. None. So when I hear that kind of stuff, banter coming from people who voted for him, I go after you. Like for those who went after me because I decided not to vote for Barack Obama. They went after me. I didn't care. I had every right to vote for Mike Huckabee because I believed that he was the man for the job. I was living in a conservative town, Rapid City, South Dakota, and all I got from the news there was Fox News. That's all I got. So who was running at that time? Who had my conservative values and my religious values? Mike Huckabee. And I went down into the polls and I voted for Mike Huckabee. He was my man. You understand? I had every right to do that because of the values. Then when I moved back to Chicago, I started being exposed to the diversity of politics. I didn't just watch MSNBC. I watched CNN and Fox. In my car when I was Ubering, I listened to both conservative and liberal radio. I realized that I had to get a full view of all of it so that I can make an educated pick. I don't think it's just party thing, but a capitalist system that is on steroids, that is a modern day America. David Tadlock, we agree. Yeah. Gigi Soapbox, you said it. Gigi says, I don't believe there will ever be a president without issues. That's exactly it. And that's my point. We keep pushing. The church, especially, should not be this guilty to continue to push the narrative on supporting a man or woman in the White House. And again, when you do that, what happens is you're not good enough to walk and chew gum at the same time. Many of you are not. Okay? You just can't think of two things at the same time. You can't multitask. You just can't. All right? So when you are in church and when you are taking care of God's people and when you should be in the streets taking care of God's people there, okay, because God's people are in the street as well, the poor and the needy, when you're trying to push political things, you pull away from the heart of God, which is in the streets. And some of you can't handle, you can't divide your time in that. So I hear preachers constantly talking political points and they're not speaking spiritual points. And that's where I have a problem and I go after y'all. No matter who I vote for, I call a spade a spade. Yeah, Paul spread the gospel all over Asia Minor and Europe while Nero was in the White House. Yeah, Tadlock, I did that show today. You might want to go there. I don't know if you want to go there though, because me and a white brother had a tussle. Whatever your mind is fed, that's what you become accustomed to eating. Pitt says that's why false prophets and one-sided media is dangerous. Yes, the Bible says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's it. That's it. Thank you. Okay. And so I filled my mind with all different types of media. And then I went and then I sat at home and said, now, God, what's the truth? And God said, go in the word of God and I'll show you the truth. Don't get caught up in man's politics. So I didn't. So people come to my show and they want to hear my view because they know that I'm going to be well balanced. Now, I don't block people on social media like some of y'all do. Some of y'all are cowards because if somebody speak against you, you block them or you delete them. I don't do it. If you look into my block list, I've been on Facebook since 2008. That's a long time, y'all. And in my block list, in the back room, on Facebook, you go in the back room and you can see the people you've blocked. I forgot, but I went back there to see who I blocked, and 2 people since 2008 I blocked, which means those 2 people out of the thousands of friends I have. All right. You see 5,000 friends on my Facebook list. That don't count the many people who's following me who can't get in because I'm almost full. All right. So I got 5,000, and then I got several thousand who are followers. Plus in my friends request box are a couple hundred there. Out of all those thousands, I blocked 2 people. That means they had said something so dangerous on my wall that I had to get rid of them. Y'all are cowards when you do that because you're trying to Alyssa said, gotta go, old people bedtime. Good night, Alyssa. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate you. You were kind to me today. Yeah, you got to be careful. That is going to be the challenge of the immediate future. God's people will have to get into the street post-COVID, protest Clinton. Yeah, Deanne. If they have a potty mouth, I block them. Alvin Perry, not me. I don't block them. Here's how you police your wall. I'm about to help you out, Elder. I'm about to help you out. Sit down. Let's have a cup of coffee. Let me show you how I police my wall. Okay. Now, these people here already know how to do it because they did it today. All right. If somebody is on my wall acting a fool and they're acting disorderly, as a matter of fact, I don't even have to finish this statement. Can any of y'all tell me in the inbox right now, if anybody come on my wall and act disorderly, what happens next? This is a test of the emergency broadcast system. This is only a test. Can y'all tell me? Now, YouTube may not know. My YouTube family may not know. But on Facebook, what happens when somebody come on Sirwalterj Jones' wall and act disorderly? Can y'all tell me what happens next? Gigi says, you grow with oppositional positions. Gigi, boy, you all right. Good evening. You're telling the truth. Sometimes it may hurt, but I'd rather know the truth. Yes, that's how we grow instead of becoming stagnant. Yes, Eleanor Collins, come on. Pitt says, let people delete themselves. That's what I do. if you can't stand it. Pitt, you acting crazy today. Marlon McDaniel said it. EM, you will have a private conversation with. No, EM, nope. I don't have to talk to him at all. Marlon said it. They typically get jumped on by the, yep, Allegiance. Pitt said it. Your people are going to call him out. Amber said it. Yep. But Marlins came in first. So he said the people will get him. I don't have to, Perriman. I don't have to fight my own battles. I don't. You know why? Because since 2008, at least most of my posts either has been funny, informative, educational, spiritual, okay, controversial, of course, but it was never something that was so horrible that people are like, oh my God, did he actually? Oh no, that's delete that. You can't. All right, I'm talking about the masses. You might get one or two who say delete it because their stomach is sensitive. All right. So because I have built a house on my wall that is decent, the people who come visit frequently know it's decent. So when someone from the outside come in acting a fool, then they defend the wall. You don't have to fight. No, you don't have to. They are nicely told that this is not that type of show. There it is. We fight Vanessa, we fight the battle for you. I don't have to fight. And here's where black economics come in. Listen, people, listen to me good, because this is still talking about Candace Owens, even though it seemed like we went off kilt, but we're still talking about Candace Owens. We're still talking about her. Okay? Alvin Perriman, you a good man. You a good man, sir. You a good man too. So here's the thing. What's the thing? Oh, when I was living in South Dakota, this is a South Dakota show. Maybe I should rename it. Okay? When I was living in South Dakota, I noticed that there was white privilege per se. All right? Now, white privilege do exist. I don't care what Candace Owens says. I don't care what some other my white friends say on the wall, saying there's not really white privilege. That's a bold-faced lie, because I want to bring up PragerU again, because Prager University, I didn't get a chance to go deeper into that today, but that right there is a big mess right there. That's a plot, a ploy, okay? Because PragerU uses black actors to try to get a message to you. Fox News, whenever they want to talk about black issues, or they want to rebuke the black people, they bring on black faces, and they'll pin two black people against each other. They'll bring in a black conservative, and they'll bring on the black liberal, and they let them fight. And y'all fall for it all the time. You fall for it every time. PragerU does the same thing. They don't have two people fighting against each other. They have a black actor on there, because Candace was on there too. Today, Matthew Brown showed me one from a guy who says there are no white privilege. What is that? I got the same house you got, okay? And so I saw that. I said, yeah, that's Prager. That's how they do it. All right? So Candace and Prager and black conservatives, they have the same resume and same agenda. They have the same agenda. Always speak against your people. Always criticize your people's negativity, even when it's true. Even when it's true. Candace Owens, when she talked about George Floyd, a lot of things she said was correct. Understand? Always, though, speak against your people as you have white protection, because she'll always have white protection. Last I checked, the vice president invited her to the White House for something. I don't know. But she will always be protected by them. And when you watch that narration of her talking about George Floyd, look at the comments up under her rant. Look at the comments up under her rant by white people. Notice what they're saying. Yes. Did y'all see it first of all? Notice what the white people are saying up under her rant. What are they saying? She's so articulate. You should run for president. I've never heard someone so on point with the issues of black people. All these are coming from white people. They're loving it. They were eating it up, and she knows this. And when she comes on, she don't fear the negativity, because she knows she's got this base over here who will support her to the very end. And when white people hear that and see that, they say, yes, 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 my little baby. Yes, 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 my little baby. She's mini me. Yeah. You saw it, a BP9? You saw it, didn't you? Yep, pimping her. Yep, pumping her up. Well, pimping her too. Yeah, she being pimped. She being pimped, punked, you name it. All right? So PragerU does a lot of that, and she does as well. So when I was in South Dakota, I noticed that there was a lot of white privilege, yes. But what they did was they piled up with with those who were in power in politics and the police departments and the mayor's office and all these things. They piled up with them. They understood who they were. And this is where I'm gonna talk here. I got probably a couple minutes. Candace Owens' husband is George Farmer, who is a British political activist and a Brexit partner leader. She thought Brexit was cute. It was a call for blacks to exit the Democratic Party. They are thought in their circle to be the power couples. She has found comfort in that lifestyle, and they love her. Yeah, they build her up, and she says a lot here. Yeah. Matthew Brown says, wow. Yeah, Matthew Brown, the woman that you love so much is being protected by y'all. Yes. Alvin Perlman, he says, much like we do Biden. Yeah, much like y'all do Biden. Not me. Y'all, why y'all keep voting for the oldest men, the oldest white men in America? I just don't understand this. Y'all go back to it. At least with Barack Obama, he was young like me. But good Lord, y'all go back to voting in old white people, old white men, the good old boys club. That doesn't represent America whatsoever. Do you know how many baby boomers and millennials that are that are residents of the United States? You know how many Hispanics and Asians and different colors? What you see in the White House right now do not represent the American people whatsoever. And y'all keep letting this happen. It's amazing to me. They're creating the monster that will eventually kill her, just like the black woman that was once in the house of white. What? Can't remember. Yeah. Well, I'm praying against any harm on that woman. I don't agree with her, but I pray against any harm on Candace Owens. I pray for her safety. She's not the voice for black people. No, she's not. She's a puppet. Yes. All right. Yeah, it makes no sense. No other choice this time. Yeah. Y'all typing this, boy. Y'all reading it because they told us to. Right. Yeah, Perriman. Yeah. That's a shame. So let me help you as I end this here. She's the token. That's what they pay her to do. Yeah, Regina. She said that's what they pay her to do. Boy, just out flat. Hey, that's what they pay her to do. Two old white men running for president. Both say dumb stuff. Elder Perry Casey. I love me some Perry Casey. Boy, I tell you, I got to have you on my show because I want to hear your mind. Elder Perry Casey is one of the unsung heroes, I believe, of believers. I'm about to say Christendom, but there's no such thing. He was one of the men that you don't hear from, but when you hear him talk, I believe the Lord has used this man mightily to be one of the remnants. You're kind of demonizing her. Matthew Brown, no, she demonized herself. She demonized herself. All right. You misunderstood what I said. I'm saying her own antics would gotcha. I'm sorry, Pitts. Trying to read and focus. I'm not good at that. All right. Listen, white people. I said it today, and I'm gonna say it again today. You've been fooled. You've been delusioned. You've been run amok. Plymouth Rock. Well, you was driving Plymouth Rock. You was behind the wheel. I need you to be careful. I need you to go back to your first love. Did you even have one? You need to turn your face and turn back to God to ask him for wisdom on how to live peaceably among the people who you seem to be benefited off of the backs of. Many of you who keep talking about what ain't happening, you don't live with us. And you got that one black friend that you can count. You ever saw a white man really turn red? Tell him he's a racist. Watch him turn red. That's the worst thing you can say to a white man. They call us colored. No, white folks are colored. They turn red, and then when they're scared, they turn yellow. And then when you pinch them, they turn blue or pink. They the real colored people. I don't want Candace to be harmed, but I want her to recognize her folly. Yeah, maybe a black community embraced her in the past. Maybe she would not. Yeah, EM, you got a point there. The truth hurts when it slaps you in the face. Yeah. Yeah. So, white people, y'all have a voice that you can do a lot of good for and stop harming. Because when you start throwing out statistics on how bad black people are, you think that's helping us? When you keep throwing out black statistics, you think it's helping us? Huh? When you kept bragging about how Donald Trump had caused more black people to be employed than anybody, and that's all you got to say about black people, you think that's helping the relationship between black and white? Huh? Whenever you speak of blacks, you either speak about how bad things are with us or how a white man helped us. That's the only two things you can think of. You think that's helping the relationship between a white cop and a citizen? Huh? Is that all you got? When you push a black girl like Candace up in our faces and she always talk about the negativity of black people as she lived comfortably among her white husband and white friends and the White House. She live in a white world with a black face. You think that's helping us? Huh? You think that's causing racial relief and it kicks away the strife? Huh? Tam says I'm almost out of popcorn. It just makes no sense to us. So that's why we'll always wonder what you getting ready to do to us when we see you walking up and down our street. That's why we wonder what you getting ready to do when you move next door to us and when you buy up these properties up under us. We wonder, here you go again. We wonder when you stronghold and put these old white men in office, okay? And then those white men take care of the corporations and give them tax credits and give them this and that. And then the negativity and the talk about, hey, what the hell you got to lose, black people? MAGA country love black folks. And every time it was dealing with something of us, that they don't know how to talk. And I'm not just talking about Trump. I'm talking about even Biden. Biden don't even know how to talk. He says, you wouldn't be, if you voted for so-and-so, you're not really black. I mean, so I don't care what the party he's under. He's still an old white man. And they still got that same mentality. It's like they ain't never learned nothing. Biden sat up under a black president for 8 years. Okay? What did he learn? Well, what did Barack Obama learn? Because y'all thought he was the great black hope. And he wasn't. Once you get in the White House, you in a bubble. You are far removed from the people that you were born and raised up under. So white people, I'm going to ask you to stop. Will you please? Because until you stop, I can't stop doing these shows. I'm going to continue to pee you off with my banter. You're going to always think I'm against you when you know good and well I ain't. I fellowship with y'all for many years. I have too many white friends. I can't count how many white friends I have that I know. I'm not talking about Facebook friends. I'm talking about I can literally pick up the phone and call my white friends, and I can get in the car and go and drive to several white friends, not just here in Chicago, but all over the country, from California to South Dakota to Florida. I have them stationed all over the place. They know my name, and I've been in their homes. I've eaten at their dinner tables. You understand? But when I ask you about your black friends, you can name maybe 2. And if you can name your black friends, it makes me wonder. If you can count your black friends, that's what I'm really trying to say. Oh, how I wonder, really makes me wonder, yeah. Yeah, he didn't learn nothing. Obama didn't do anything for us, Dina. That's my whole point. He did nothing because we were expecting him to. I wasn't because I didn't vote for him. Old white racists in some ways worse than Trump. Yeah, Deanne, yeah. Same old, same old. Do you want segregation or unity? Because there will never be unity as long as there is hate on either side. Hey, Matthew Brown, start on your side. Start on your side, and then I start on my side, and hopefully the two shall meet. You understand? Because we talked about segregation. Segregation was good for us. We were doing fine. We had Black Wall Street. We were doing all right. And somebody wanted to bust that up. And some of us was us. We let our leaders bust some of that up. And now the leaders are regretting that we did that because then it killed the mom and pop stores. It killed it. We assimilated with many of y'all. All right. So Matthew, stay in your area and teach your people that there's a show called the Sirwalterj Show, and he's hurting for his people. The pain and the agony and the stress that we're going through. Tell your people racism still is strong, quite strong. All right, let them know for me. And then on my end, I'm gonna tell them that I had a conversation with Matthew Brown, and here's the problem over there with white folks, and here's the solution over there. Yes, it's easy to talk about hate on either side. Who controls 99% of the country's resources? We could have all the love in the world and the hate on one side, your side. Yeah, come on. I'm trying to tell y'all. We as black people need to be critical of both parties. Perry Casey, yes. Come on. Yeah, Pitt says, Matthew Brown, cut your grass and we'll cut ours. Come on, Pitts. Or when you tell us that statistics show that 400 white people are killed by police officers per year and only 200 black people are killed, but you forgot the equation in that white people are 72% of the population and black people are only 13%. That is cognitive dissonance at its best. How can 13% of people receive half of the equation abuse and that sound right to you? Amber saying, yeah, Matthews tried to push those statistics on me as well. Yeah, since my own family is just as racist and bigoted, I think I'm able to see both sides. Come on, Gigi, soap opera. All right, I said soap opera. It's soapbox. Yeah. We're not spewing hate, but how can we come together if one side is ignoring the basic rights of the other? Tamara Hathaway. Here it is. There it is. So here we have it. It's sad. It's sad. $22 trillion poured into welfare programs and only 30% reached the families. Perry Casey. Here it is. So listen, I'm going with the statistics on what she said. Amber Rogers said, there's more white people in America than there are blacks. Of course, the number is going to be high. There are more white people on public aid than there are blacks. Why? Because there's more white people. There's more white on white crime than black on black crime. Why? Because there are more white people. You don't even call it white on white crime. You only call it black on black crime. So Matthew Brown, talk to your people and tell them to change the narrative. Tell them to come in our neighborhoods and talk to us. Talk to our, not just our leaders, but talk to our people and feel some of the pain that we've suffered every day, daily. All right. And teach them history, real American history, not the fake history that they were taught in school. We were taught fake American history in our schools. They hid a lot of things, and they wanted me to believe in a manifest destiny. I remember when I was a little boy seeing in my American history book this white woman in the air like a ghost. Y'all remember that picture? And she had a book in her hand, and above her read a manifest destiny. And I freaked out. All I saw was a white face, and I saw Indians running that way, being destroyed. The Trail of Tears. I never even heard of that until I was out of college and started studying for myself and watching the History Channel, and I started watching movies, documentaries on how the American people treated the Native Americans. And when I moved to South Dakota, then I really learned the plight. Y'all think black people are having it really bad? The Native Americans, if you would just talk to a Native American, y'all call them Indians, they're Native American, they are a nation. And the way they've been treated and still treated, you'd be surprised. The atrocities. Those white people took their food source, the buffalo, and they were killing buffalo by the millions just so they could get rid of the food source of the Native Americans, so that they could annihilate those people. That's how horrible the sins of white people were in America. Horrible. And they tried to hide that in the history books. They hid it. What we did to the Native Americans really does bother me. But praise God, Matthew Brown. Thank you for saying that, because I was worried about you. All right? It's an atrocity towards mankind. Yeah, sleep privilege just hit me like a rock. Yeah. History is written by the victors. That's it, Tamara. Exactly it. Or all through the Bible, you see even the Pharisees, not the Pharisees, but the Philistines were writing their own history, talking about what they did. They overcame the Hebrew people. It was all lies. It's all lies. Okay, that's why there's fighting over in Israel right now between the Palestinians and the Israelites. Okay, because they're trying to write the history. Whose history is correct? So white America has pushed this narrative on top of us and taught us. And so thank God they introduced African American history into the schools. And then I was learning, here's the problem. In my 5th grade, my African American history teacher was a white woman. I'm like, you know what? I'm screwed. I can't get rid of this. I can't. Manifest Destiny is evil. It teaches that it is the right of the white man to oppress and take what they want. Amber, that's it. You have reason to worry about me, brother. I love everyone. Matthew Brown, no, I believe you love everyone. I do. I believe you love everyone. I believe you made some type of Freudian slip this morning, though, because what you said was highly offensive by everybody when you talked about slavery. They ain't gonna let that die, brother. So, tomorrow we supposed to be talking on the phone, but they ain't gonna let that die, man. You gonna have to find another way to fix that one. Yeah, you got to find a way to repair that damage. You put a hole in the wall. There's a hole in the bucket, Deliza. There's a hole in the bucket, Deliza. There's a hole. So fix it, dear Brown. Yeah, man. That right there, boy, I don't know if you can recover it. You don't know if you can recover. Okay. So please stop putting your face in the sand like some ostrich. All right? Talk to us. Donald Trump, when he was running, had refused to talk to black leaders. He refused. But you know what he did? Okay, clock keeper. One more point. One more point. You know what he did? He brought in Steve Harvey. He brought in Don King. Okay? He brought in who else? Notice all of the people he brought in. Some other boxer. He brought in Kanye West. Okay. Who are all these people to us? Can y'all tell me in the comments who are all these people to us? What do you recommend that are burdened with the heaviness of these things? My heart breaks for my people. Yes. The lullaby. I recommend Jesus, for he's that kind of friend. Yeah, it starts there, and then I can lead you either further. When you put your head in the sand, you expose your. Yeah, that's good. The city got the answer. Entertainers, Turkish Child. Nobody. Deborah said nobody. Now the city got it right. Donald Trump went after entertainers when he was running and when he won the election. He went after entertainers who he thought were role models. Y'all see what's happening here? Marlon, that's my song. Come on, sing it with me, man. Woo! I have a friend. Well, I forgot how you start that song off. Okay? That's what he did. That's exactly what he did. He went after entertainers. Hood heroes, Elder Casey says. My keyboard's over there. It's kind of covered up. I'm gonna start bringing it out soon. Watch. I'm doing a that 70. I'm calling it Sir's 70 show on Friday nights. Yeah, it's gonna be hot and popping. All right. Donald Trump represented many white people in America because they look at these men as leaders of the African American community, entertainers. That's why they always ask y'all to sing. I sure is singing for him. Yes, I is. He wants me to come and sing. I'm gonna do my shuffle. Okay. They look at entertainers as leaders of black people. So what did he do? He did what any White person of power would do. He went to the entertainment. Yep. He did not want to meet with the Black Caucus. He did not want to meet with the NAACP. He didn't want to meet with, he met with black pastors, though. Once he saw that they were voting for him. I don't think y'all know how this works. Entertainers are his friends. Yep. He doesn't know black life. Yep. Those were his friends. That's all he knew in the entertainment world. So he went back and got his friends. If you ever need a friend, if you ever need a friend, yes, sticks closer than any brother. I reckon, yeah, that's it, man. I work in the middle school, and when you open the history book, it is filled with half-truths. Everything is set up to teach the students a half-truth. It's very twisted. That's why we have to pray. Eleanor Collins, I'm so glad I waited till you wrote that so that I can read it. I told y'all, the proof is in the pudding. If you ever need a friend, come on, Pitts, y'all better. I'm gonna have to pull out my keyboard. Oldest trick in the book: to use celebrities to influence the masses. Yes. Yeah. What? Amber said, "What did Lord say to Hardy?" Okay, y'all. I gotta go up, y'all, cause my clock keeper. She need anger management classes. Those pastors were entertainers too. Ooh, did y'all see what Lula B said? Come on, y'all. I can't keep reading because my clock keeper, she carries a weapon. Yeah. I gotta go. Yeah. Marlon, I can't do it tonight. Can we do it tomorrow night? Yeah, come on, because that shit crazy. Waiting for you to end the show. Yeah, Perry Casey, I can't. Let me read Nakia's words. She says, because they use entertainers to make their money, and they looked up how many black people followed and loved them and used it to their advantage. Nakia Bronzeville, let me tell you, that's the last word. I can't do it no more. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Listen, if you learn anything today, go over there. It's called the CashApp. It's Sirwalterj. Bam. You can give to that ministry there, to this guy right here, okay? And I'll buy something. I'm always buying something so that I could make sure that this programming is as best that I can get. I bought lights so y'all have been blessing me, and I've been buying lights and microphones, and I got 2 cameras. Here's one right here. There's the book, y'all, The 4 Women That Men Desire. Right there, okay? I buy stuff, okay? And I'm going to hook up the iPad so that I can have another angle on my keyboard so that I can play some hymns for my brother here, okay? That's another fine mess. Oh, man, y'all something else. Okay, y'all. The music is playing. That means I got to go. Yeah, the Holy Spirit hit the key, said, we playing you off. Wrap it up. The Holy Spirit even telling me to wrap it up. I love y'all. I usually play the music as I give my ending statements on whatever the subject matter is. Black economics, quite important here. Listen, I need you to start saving your money, please. Another one is coming. Another epidemic is coming. Another pandemic is coming. Another stock market crash is coming. More people are going to lose their jobs. Banks right now are not giving you loans for even car loans. Wells Fargo says if you don't have a credit report, it's not like 714, you don't get no car loan. They're just not doing it. They're not taking more risks on you who are subprime. They're not doing it. All right, so what I suggest you do is continue to listen to our show on black economics so I can show you some of the things that I've done that was successful. I'm going to show you some of the things that some of my friends are doing that is successful as well. Okay? I'm going to show you how to invest in the stock market. I'm going to tell you right now, don't go jumping in there until you do your due diligence and homework. Study it. It's too much free information out there on the market for you to be jumping in there, tossing $1,000 and then losing it overnight. All right? I'm going to show you what I've been doing and what others been doing to help you. Okay, we've got a life insurance man on here, Elder Perriman. I would love to have him on the show. He could talk about that portion there. All All right, I have good insurance. Perry Casey sold me my life insurance, and I still hold on to it with everything I got because I don't ever want to not miss a payment. To miss a payment, that is, and then I die, and then my kids are trying to hit y'all up for GoFundMe's. Not happening. All right, buy black, will you please? I showed y'all this today, and I'm gonna show it to you again. Here are all of the black businesses in Chicago, black-owned restaurants. These are places that many of you have shopped and eaten at, and I tell you, there's some good eating right here. Why don't you go and visit these places here and take a screenshot if you can. If you live in Chicago, these are all of the black-owned restaurants. Yes. All right. Support them. I know since I've been living in Chicago, I've been eating them and supporting them. All right. Monday, let's talk about this whole cash giftings, susu, all these things that y'all doing right now, and tell you what you can do and to better your family and your life. I love y'all, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Bye-bye. I've been studying, looking forward to your teachings. Deanne, blessings to you. Seriously, we need benediction after these shows. Bye, y'all. The Freedom Guide for Music Creators, Deanne Matthews. That's a good book there, y'all. It's a good book. If you in the industry, I suggest you get this one. The other edition, I believe, is out as well. Okay? I will only eat black-owned restaurants when I get back. Praise God. Stay safe. I love you, Matthew Brown. I appreciate you. I love you, man. Nakia and Deanne and all of you. Vanetta, I love you. Beatrice, Gigi, Marlon, I love you. Perry Casey, I love you. Pitts, I love you. Eleanor, I love you. Elder Perriman, all of y'all, I love you dearly. And the rest of you who are here, I don't see. It's about 71 of you left. All right, I'm going to get in trouble. Bye.
Well, goodbye.